Great. Ooh, people flooding in. Lovely. Okay, I'll just wait for it to get to maybe 32, 33 minutes, and then we'll kick off and get straight into it. Thanks for everyone who's joined so far. Perfect. Welcome everyone, welcome. To 42, 41. Cool. Well, I'll maybe kick off and then I'm sure people will kind of join in over the next few minutes, and looking forward to getting going. So hi everyone, thanks very much for joining the Swoop pitch event today. The theme of the event today will be pre-seed and seed stage companies, and really looking forward to hearing all of our founders pitch. First off, I'm just going to run through the structure of the call so everyone knows what to expect as they're watching. Firstly, Jeremy Lucinda from Hatch will be presenting on what makes a perfect pitch for investors, which we're really looking forward to see. And then from that'll take up probably the first 10 minutes or so, and then we'll dive into the pitches. So as you can see, we've got 6 companies on here which are ready to pitch their business ideas. Each business will have 5 minutes to present, share their screen and pitch. Hopefully I don't have to cut anyone short for overrunning too long. If you can help me out with that one, guys, that'd be great. During the event, I'm going to circulate a type form, so you'll be able to put in information about which business you'd like to follow up with and organize calls with. And if anyone would like an introduction to any of the teams, we'll organize this for you afterwards. There won't be a question and answer in today's session, just because we want to make it really punchy and just make sure everything runs smoothly. But if you have any follow-up questions, we can of course introduce you to the founders after the call, so you can ask any questions then. Perfect. So yeah, thanks everyone for joining. Jeremy, I'm going to hand over to you to kick us off, if that's all right. So if you want to share your screen and get cracking, that'd be great.
Sure. All right, awesome. Can everyone see my screen?
Yeah.
Awesome. So I've only got 10 minutes, right? Let me just set a timer here.
No worries. We won't be too offended if you ever run.
Well, look, I think there's quite a few things that I could probably speak about, because I think raising money from investors is a pretty tough job, pretty tough task. It covers so much. So I just wanted to triage and focus on what I think is probably most important and what's going to move the needle the most. A bit of background quickly. So I work at Hatch. Hatch is an early stage fund. We invest in UK-based companies, particularly at pre-seed, and then we'll follow on to Series A. I joined the Hatch team about 10 months ago. Before that, I was at Playfair. And then before that, I tried to build a business actually called The Drop. So with The Drop, we started building it back in 2017, 2018. It was a B2C business. In essence, a customer would come onto our site, send us a picture of either a suit, shirt, a pair of chinos they like the look of from, let's say, Instagram or Pinterest, and we'd recreate it for them, make it on demand, and have it delivered we were targeting under a week, but it was more like 2 weeks. We raised about £1 million back in 2018 at seed, but then we sort of fell flat on our faces and couldn't raise a Series A. I'm speaking a bit about The Drop because I think it's always helpful to analogize some of the advice, because it makes it a bit easier to digest it and a lot more practical. So the first thing I wanted to focus on was just being aware of what you're trying to prove at each stage. So when I was at Playfair Capital, and even now at Hatch, I speak to so many founders, and I think sometimes founders can sort of be so deep into a problem and have this solution in their mind that they don't recognize that you need to triage your time. At each stage, really, you're looking to prove something. So for those pre-seed businesses here, the main thing you're looking to prove, in my mind, is that you've just got a group of people that love your product. That's all I want to see. I think that's what other investors want to see as well. Some investors are willing to sort of invest before you've built anything, but for us at Hatch, particularly, like we just want to see that, you've got, it doesn't matter how big they are, but we just want to know that you've got some number of people that just really love what you're doing, that sort of recognize the problem and that your solution is something that brings value to them. So what you're looking for are proxies to represent that, people actually love what it is that you're building. So, some proxies are NPS. Are people willing to pay for it? Are they engaged? So tracking metrics like, retention, how active are they? Asking them questions, getting some qualitative feedback. These sorts of things are really important because as an investor, I want to know that you're actually solving something that people care about. And then moving on to seed, like once you have demonstrated that a group of people love it, the next question is, are they willing to pay for it? Are you able to take the small group of people that at the moment love your product and expand that out? So it's not just 10, 20 people or 100 people, but now it's maybe 1,000 people. Or if we're a B2B business, not just focusing on your initial POCs, like how do we expand and get more POCs lined up? And also it's, how do we grow? We'll get more into growth and how to think about growth in a couple of slides. But the point is that at each stage, you're trying to prove something. Even more so once you raise your pre-seed round, your pre-seed round will give you a certain amount of runway, normally 12 months, maybe 12 to 18 months. It's different from company to company, but that means you've got a clock before you run out of cash, or a deadline before you run out of cash. And so what you need to think about is, what do I need to prove? Like what milestones do I need to prove that are going to generate 80% of the value, that's going to get investors excited, but also demonstrate that I've got something here. The next thing is just really being like really, really upfront about what market, the type of market that you're operating is in. So some examples here. We come across a lot of founders who are very passionate. They have very big visions and sometimes overemphasize what it is that they're building. So let's take The Drop, the company that I was building. We were taking measurements from men, 12 measurements, and then we were calculating a further set of 24 measurements. Now, when we were pitching to investors, we were saying that we have this underlying AI technology and XYZ, but it wasn't AI, it was linear algebra. There was no IP at this stage of the business. But being that we were founders and we wanted to raise cash, we massively overemphasized the underlying technology behind the business. And there's nothing worse to me than when I speak to a founder and they sort of tell me everything that they're building. And then I go through DD and I realize, well, actually, this is massively overinflated. You're actually here, and that's okay being here, but be honest. So if you're a business that has no conventional IP, but let's say your brand is IP, that's okay. I think it's okay to be upfront about that and say there isn't tech here that you can get a patent for, but our brand is over the long term is something that we feel is going to be valuable. Next thing is, for example, if you're building a product and let's say there is a problem and there are other solutions in the market, if your solution is, let's say, 1.3 times, so 30% better, sometimes founders can overinflate it and say it's 10 times better, but actually it's only 1.3 times. And so if that's the truth, the question then is there a market for your solution if it's only 1.3 times? And so you need to prove that out. And unfortunately, for a lot of the founders I speak to, there are other solutions in the market that are practically pretty similar to theirs. And when it comes to articulating the differentiation, they always compare themselves to incumbents, right? But what you should be comparing yourself to is, yes, incumbents, but also the other startups in the market that have raised cash, and then be asking yourself, well, actually, are we much different? Are we really differentiated, in any way? And it's okay to not be. The question then becomes, are we the right team? Are we the team to build the category defining business? Or maybe, in this category, there can be more than one winner. But I think being able to speak to that directly is important. Sorry, let me just check time. 3 minutes, right? There are some other examples here. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me. But like I said at the drop, we had a similar issue where we were trying to overemphasize what it was that we were doing. And a lot of the time VCs just said, you're talking a lot of rubbish. Let's be honest, it's actually this, and you're just using linear algebra here. Next thing is addressable market. So depending on the fund you're speaking to, they'll have different expectations for how big the market should be. And a lot of the time when I look at decks, founders have just sort of typed in the market that they're operating in. So let's say, I don't know, cars, and then typed in market size next to it. And it's somewhat useful, but really what's more important is this calculation here. Who can you actually sell this product to? So breaking down in your mind who your customer is, and then how much that customer is worth to you, multiplying them and checking to see how big that market is. I think for me anyway, as an investor, it just shows so much clarity of thought and a good understanding of who it is you're targeting. Now, let's take Hatch. We don't really invest in businesses unless we can see £1 billion exit. And so to see £1 billion exit, if you work back from that, let's assume there's normally a 10x multiple on revenue. So the question then is, can this business get to £100 million in ARR? Or if you're a consumer business, it's a bit different. Now, the question then becomes, is there a pathway? Is there a clear pathway to getting that 100 million in ARR? Is the market big enough? And sometimes for founders, it isn't. Once you dig deeper, you realize that at some point they're either going to have to expand into other product lines or other segments in order to get to that market size that we need to make this, worth our investment strategically. The other thing to also think about is when you're looking at market size and trying to map out, the size of your customer, you need to be very upfront about, how big that customer is. So let's take, the graph on the left here. This is Medallia. They've got about 839 customers, each paying about 500K. So that means that their revenue is 462 million. But you take someone like Zoom, for example, they've got much more customers. Their contract values are much less. Their revenue is 2.65 billion. Now, if a founder comes to me and they're trying to pitch that they want to build a business to sell to, enterprise, and by enterprise, I mean of the Fortune 2000, let's say, some of the bigger companies in that mix, and they're looking for 500K contracts, you need to be able to demonstrate to me that you know how to sell to those types of clients. On the right, let's take Yelp. So Yelp here have 377,000 customers. ARR is about 1.8K. That's a very different model, sales model, to Medallia and Zoom, right? There's more volume here. And so your sales strategy has to be more low touch. And being able to speak to how you can acquire those customers is important. The last slide, I know my 10 minutes is up, is for consumer apps. I think what tends to happen with consumer apps is you don't really tend to find much IP in consumer apps. Let's take Snap, for example. They got 249 million users. They're making about $11 per user, which gives them 2.7 billion in rev. Now, for Snap to be worth much, because of the amount of money they're making per customer, you need scale. And I think for a lot of consumer apps, when it comes to them pitching, they sort of got the product sorted, but they haven't spent much time testing out growth strategies. And getting 10, 20 users, I think it's still great to test the product. But for a consumer app to be really worth something, you need serious amounts of scale, and getting to that scale is very, very difficult. And so for us, we look for momentum. Just getting to even 1 million users isn't a lot. There was one company at my previous fund, they got to 1 million users, 1 million downloads, but they still failed. Getting to 1 million users alone is still pretty difficult, but it doesn't also mean that the business is going to sell and be worth tons load. And so for those consumer apps out there, I'd be careful or be very certain about trying to map out a plan for how you're going to acquire users efficiently, but also at scale. And I think that's it. It's my 10 minutes.
Good, fantastic. Thanks very much, Jeremy. Really appreciate appreciate it, and really good insight. Thank you very much. Nice one. So I'm just going to move on to the pitches. So yeah, thanks again, Jeremy. Really appreciate that. So the first company to pitch is Rift. So Sadra, if you want to start sharing your screen and get ready, that'd be great.
Of course. Thank you so much, Jeremy. That was very good. Really appreciate it.
Good.
Can you see my screen?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. So if you're ready to go, I'll go when you're ready. Thank you.
Perfect. Hi, everyone. I'm Sadra, CEO and co-founder of Rift. We are building the payment system for marketplaces and B2B digital platforms. I think everyone has seen in the last year, we pretty much live in a cashless society, and all these transactions are moving towards online platforms. By 2023, it's estimated 60% of all transactions will go through marketplaces. They're massively on the rise. But the current solutions for marketplace platforms are too expensive. They can't do kind of complex money routing, and it's difficult for they're too slow to pay out as well. It's very limited market. It's very underserved. You have to as a marketplace, you have to be PSD2 compliant. You're not allowed to touch the funds. It has to get routed to the end user. And then there are the underserved markets like CBD and crypto, where the kind of legacy companies are not touching because it's a higher risk market. What we've created is a platform built from the ground up to facilitate complex money routing. Our product can expand to 50 countries, and we charge 1.5% instead of Stripe's 1.75 plus 20p, and we do next day payouts instead of 7 to 10 days. What's really exciting is the world's biggest acquirer, who is WorldPay, has agreed for us to become a payment facilitator under them. They don't usually do this unless you've done $500 million through them, but we've managed to secure that. And that reduces our cost. It allows us to go into markets like CBD and crypto. And they also want us to become their official marketplace partner. So right now they're getting inquiries all across Europe for our solution. They don't have a solution themselves. They want to push that all onto us, which in 2022 is estimated to be about £6.5 billion in terms of GMV. Our solution can also be white labeled. So companies like digital platforms, they can put their name on it. It allows them to have that customer loyalty with their end users, and then they can monetize the platform. So it's a whole new revenue stream that they don't have access to. To date, we've done, this is a bit old, we've done £80 million through the platform. That's 1.8 million transactions from about 700,000 end users, and we're paying out to 400 businesses. And we've signed up 10 marketplaces. They're doing an aggregate 60 million in GMV, who are being onboarded as we speak. The biggest USP for the company is the team. We have an incredible team. I'm a second-time founder. I've scaled my initial tech company to multi-millions. It's an ongoing business. It's very profitable. We also have Alex, who I've known for 18 years. He was the head of expansion at the Hub Group, growing them into China, Sweden, and Poland. And then we have Richard, our CTO, who was in charge of the kind of payments platform in the Hub Group as well. And then we have a whole host of the rest of the team that I can't go through, obviously, in a 5-minute period. It's a massive market. In terms of the B2B marketplace side, it's worth 720 billion. That piece is growing 32% per year. It's growing 4x in the next 4 years. And we look to kind of really capitalize on this opportunity, as it's very much underserved. Obviously there are competitors. We've created a solution that's better than the big boys. Stripe, as I mentioned, too expensive, too slow. Adyen, they only look at you once you've done 20 million per month through them. And then you have companies like Lemonway and MangoPay, who are really slow to implement. Our solution works perfectly for SMEs. So we've taken all the kind of benefits that Stripe offers to massive enterprise clients who do 200-300 million pounds per year, and we brought that down to SMEs who do between 5 to 20 million. So that's how we're getting a lot of the traction that we've seen to date. And we're raising a 1.5 million round. We've got about half of the round already committed, looking to close within the next 2 months. And that allows us to hit 235 million in GMV for 2022, onboard additional 30 partners, and then plug in open banking to become the on-off ramp for crypto. Thank you so much for your time. Happy to go through questions after the call with anyone. And I hope that kind of covers the bulk of it as much as I can in 5 minutes.
Fantastic. Thanks very much, Sadra, and perfectly on time as well. Well done. So guys, everyone, I'm going to send in a type form into the chat now. So if you'd like to follow up with Sadra or any of the founders pitching today, please just complete the form and leave information about yourself and which business you want to chat to. And then we'll get you introduced after the call. So thanks very much, Sadra. Really appreciate that. Great pitch. Nice one. So next up, we've got Gary from Busterbox. If you'd like to start presenting, Gary.
Yep. You see the screen yet?
Yeah, perfect. Thank you very much. I'll just
Full screen now, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. So hi everyone, my name is Gary Redmond. I'm the co-founder of Busterbox.com, a subscription service for dogs in the UK and Ireland. Also on the founding team are my two childhood friends, Liam Brennan and Paul Carrick. We have very professional backgrounds, which makes us a great team working together on this business. So put simply, we launched Busterbox to make dogs happy. Our products helps poor pet owners give their dog exactly what they want with a personalized monthly delivery of excitement and fun. As many of you may know, dogs are as important to children in some households, if not even more. Since we launched in early 2016, we've grown rapidly to over 8,300 subscribers, with 90% of our customers in the UK market. Not only do we have a great team and an amazing product, in 2020, our business tripled with 315% revenue growth, grossing over 1.55 million excluding VAT. Our subscriptions are highly profitable and we have a strong profit margin as well. And in 2021, we've continued our aggressive growth trajectory. Our MRR is currently 182,000 per month, and we're projected to increase sales and revenue by 60% again this year. So dogs are a huge, growing and resilient market. 24% of all UK households have a dog. Subscription boxes are also experiencing an explosion in popularity, with traffic increasing 3,000% since 2013. And dog owners continue to spend the same or more on their pet in a recession. And the pet market, as you know, is a very hot place to invest at the moment. All of these trends have just been accelerated by the last 2 years of the pandemic. So we have two main customer types. The first is female young professionals between 25 and 39. The second is female empty nesters between 45 and 55. These are the sweet spot customers that have the increased spending power to treat their dogs each month. Each Busterbox comes with 5 high quality items, including 2 unique toys, generally things you won't find in your local pet shops, as well as 3 healthy natural treat items. And customers have fallen in love with our products and our brand. We've over 1,000 reviews on Trustpilot and really high rating and great feedback from our customers. Our customers' dogs love us even more than the customers themselves. They've even told us that their dog is ready and waiting when the post arrives. We're highly metric driven. On our website, we're constantly looking to make improvements to increase the conversion rate and reduce CAC. We capture important data points about a customer's dog and use it for personalized remarketing via email and social. Each of these metrics has room for improvement with the correct team and resources behind it. So our main growth opportunities are to accelerate our customer recruitment, expand our product line, and increase repeat purchases from customers. We're also looking at offering more add-ons and upgrades to the customer's monthly subscription. Finally, the EU is a massively underserved market which shares our love of dogs, so we're preparing to take the next step into the continental market. Research shows that both France and Germany have the dog population and the spending habits we need. Our roadmap will be similar to how we've expanded from Ireland to the UK, including finding a fulfillment partner and some team members who speak the native language. The channels we're familiar with are global, so we expect to be able to sign up thousands more customers by accessing these new markets. So our lifetime value is over 102 euro per subscriber. We retain about 90% of customers month on month. Average revenue per user is 26.55, and customers stay on average 10 to 11 months. We've also seen a 2x increase in cross-selling with our customers in the first 2 quarters of this year compared to last. We've had a steady historical CAC, mainly using Facebook and email marketing, and our gross profit margin has been steadily increasing from 28% in 2016 to 45% this year. We're also due to, actually, our profit margins is due to increase even further, as we've just taken on a large UK pet brand as an industry partner and minority investor who's going to be taking over our sourcing and fulfillment of all of our products from the Far East to here. So with this investment, we calculate our subscribers to increase rapidly once we're no longer tightly restricted with cash flow. Once funded, our goal is to reach 24,000 subscribers in the next 12 months. Then we'll continue to increase market share while increasing ARPU and retention along the way. We will then exit to one of several potential acquirers. So some potential acquirers could be a large pet chain looking to retake market share from direct-to-consumer sales. BarkBox, a large US competitor, could expand into the UK and buy our customer base, or we could merge with a dog food subscription service also to get access to our customers. As you can see, there's been a lot of M&A activity in this market over the past 5 or 6 years, including BarkBox's IPO this time last year, and Chewy.com was acquired in the largest e-commerce acquisition in history, which is a pet brand for $3.35 billion. So we're seeking a £500,000 seed round to help the business accelerate towards its goals. We'd like to improve our subscription performance by offering greater personalization to keep customers' dogs happy. This is the natural next evolution from a traditional subscription box to a highly tailored service for your dog. We will also appoint some key hires to assist us in reaching these goals. Thanks so much to everyone for your time. Looking forward to connecting with you if you'd like to learn more about the opportunity at BusterBox.
Fantastic. Thanks very much, Gary. Really appreciate it, and great pitch. If you want to stop sharing your screen, that'd be great. Thanks. And again, everyone, I just sent in the form there if you want to follow up with Gary or anyone else that's pitching today. Just follow the form there and put in a response as to who you'd like to chat to. Fantastic. Thanks again, Gary. Nice one. So next up, we've got Vaughn from Nimble Babies. Vaughn, is Kerry going to share your screen for you? Is that right, guys?
Yeah,
yes, that's correct.
To go here. 2 seconds now.
Good.
Can you see that?
No, I don't think so. Oh, it's coming up. Yeah, we've got you.
Okay. Just to let everyone know, Vaughn joined quite last minute, so we haven't practiced the timings of my transitions, so hopefully we go okay.
Fantastic. Thank you for this opportunity to pitch. Yeah, so I'm Vaughn. I'm the founder of Nimble. Nimble is a baby-friendly cleaning brand with the mission to help parents clean using safer, greener, and more effective cleaning products. So as a parent, the number one concern that you have is safety of your children. So we've done a survey where we've seen that 92% of parents actually say that they're worried about the chemicals that are used in cleaning products that they use around their children. And they're right to think so, because regular cleaning products are made with harsh petroleum-based chemicals. And our solution at Nimble is to provide a cleaning product range with no compromise, meaning it's safe for kids, it's good for the planet, and it works the first time. And this is our product range. So Nimble currently has a range of household cleaning products that are specifically for babies. So just a quick run through of what the products are. Our first product is the blue one, which is Milk Buster. This is actually the genesis of Nimble. I created the baby bottle cleaner Milk Buster primarily because of my sister telling me about her challenges washing the baby bottles, because it was either becoming cloudy and smelling of spoiled milk, or it was smelling like fairy washing up liquid, which she didn't feel was quite safe. So as a chemist myself, I've created a solution for her, for my niece, and that's how I ended up with the baby bottle cleaner. And we have also managed to patent this in the UK and in Europe. And then whilst I was in this space of baby bottle cleaning, that my eyes got open to the world of babies and parenthood, and that's how I ended up coming up with other products in this range. So we have Sticky Stopper on the right, the orange one. It's our bleach-free anti-bac cleaner. And then we have a range of laundry products on the left. Laundry Lover is our baby detergent with allergen-free fragrance. We have Cuddle Lover, which is our baby fabric softener. And then Nappy Lover, which has just won the Grocer's New Product Award for infant care, is our detergent for reusable cloth nappies. And our vision is not to stop in baby home care. What we want to be is for Nimble to be a leading baby and kids home and personal care brand. So at the moment we are in baby home care. What we want to do is to expand into older children and also expand into the personal care space. So I'm the founder, and my background actually is I'm a chemist, as I've mentioned, and I used to work for Unilever in their R&D team, where I've worked on brands like Persil or Omo, Dove, Vaseline, and Lynx. And now over the last few years, I've been able to build an experienced and capable team to work with me. It's a very lean team still. So there's only 6 of us in the team. 3 are full-time and then 3 are part-time. And this is exactly why we're looking to raise funds now, because we need to scale. And the idea is to be able to get some of these part-time members of the team to work full-time for us. Our traction to date. So we've now generated 850,000 pounds of retail sales value over the last 12 months. And then in terms of our distribution, we are now in 900 supermarket stores in the UK, care of Tesco and Sainsbury's and Ocado. And in fact, when you go to a Tesco and Sainsbury's, when you go to the baby aisle, you'll see 1 meter of shelf space allocated for Nimble products. And you can see that we've been seeing strong growth week on week since we've launched. And we also have a D2C business, which makes up about 30-40% of our revenue. And we now have 20,000 customers on our D2C website and also Amazon. And we, as I've mentioned, we have a UK patent and a European patent for our Milkbuster technology, and we've won a number of industry awards. And lastly, we've been exposed to a number of media features, including Dragon's Den, Vogue, The Independent, Hello, and Metro. So next steps for the business is for us to grow in 3 areas. So one is launch into a new category, which is baby toiletries. And then secondly, launch into more supermarkets and also international markets. And then thirdly, it's about scaling our D2C channel. And Nimble will be on track to turn over annually 7 million pounds by 2024. And our ask is, we're raising 500,000 pounds, and that will be used to beef up the team, and then also to be used to scale our marketing and our D2C. Basically, the key challenge that we have in the brand is brand awareness. We've done a brand survey where our conversion and purchase scores is as good as e-cover. And our main challenge is that we need to just make more parents know about Nimble. And then the rest of the funds will be used for working capital and NPDs and EPDs. So that's it from Nimble. I hope you can join us in our journey in helping parents have cleaner, greener, and safer products to use. Thank you.
Fantastic. Thank you very much, Von. Thanks very much indeed. Really appreciate it, and great pitch as well. Again, I'm going to put in the form, everyone. If anyone wants to follow up with Von or any of the other founders, please enter, and we'll get you set up on a call. Perfect. So thanks very much again, Von. Next on, we're onto liquidity. So Simon, if you want to share your screen and get going, that would be fantastic.
Yep. Sure. Thank you. Can everyone see that okay?
Yeah, fantastic. Thanks.
Great. Yeah, so I'm Simon Dutta. I'm the founder and CEO of Liquidity. We're a working capital marketplace connecting corporates, their suppliers, and third-party funders on a single technology platform. We're part of the NatWest Accelerator. We're also part of Barclays, Eagle Labs, Rise, and Plug and Play ecosystems. Our mission really is around supporting small businesses. We know that cash flow for many small businesses is really their lifeblood, and a lack of it represents the biggest single threat to their survival. And we aim to eradicate that threat. What we are basically, we're a working capital marketplace that helps suppliers get paid in 1 to 2 days at 75% below invoice factoring rates and 60% below bank rates. And the way we do that is by arbitraging the investor grade credit rating of the corporate buyer. And I'll come back onto that shortly. So the problem is that we know many suppliers struggle with cash flow due to late payments by the corporate customers, often getting paid 60 days, 90 days, 180 days. I know of one instance they're actually getting paid in 220 days. We know that this is a global problem, which genuinely causes a real risk of insolvency for small businesses. Most businesses, small businesses that go bust actually do so because of cash flow. And since the 2008 crash, financial crash, many banks don't lend to SMEs. And when they do, they will typically charge not less than 15% annual interest rate on overdrafts, and they will also ask for personal guarantees, which pretty much means putting your house on the line. And invoice factoring companies will typically charge 2 to 3% a month. So on an annualized basis, it'll be 24 to 36% a year, typically with 1 to 2 year lock-ins. So what we do, our solution is we partner directly with corporates to get their suppliers paid early and at ultra low cost. So that's an important distinction. We're not an invoice factoring company, we're a supply chain finance company. Our point of contact really is the corporate, and we work with them for their approved invoices to get their suppliers paid at ultra low cost. And what we do effectively is we use their investor grade credit rating to secure ultra low cost funds from a panel of funders and pass those savings on to their suppliers. So in terms of the benefits, yeah, we can get the invoices cleared the same day instead of waiting 60, 90, 80, 180 days at ultra low interest rates, no personal lock-ins, and the whole process is basically automated. So there's no more chasing up by suppliers. What this creates is a true win-win for both suppliers and buyers. Suppliers get paid in days instead of months. Very low cost. It helps from their point of view minimize supply chain failure risk, but from a corporate point of view, it minimizes their supply chain disruption. It enhances their corporate financial metrics, helps support their CSR goals around supplier diversity and supporting small businesses, and helps build relationships. The market is very significant. Globally, it's estimated by McKinsey at $17 trillion, significantly larger than invoice factoring itself. It is a market we feel is ripe for disruption, and there's significant room for growth. So we have built, we are a pre-revenue company, but we have basically built an MVP stroke beta product, which connects the 3 parties that I mentioned. We have a buyer dashboard, we have a supplier dashboard. It's now a fully functioning product. It's not production ready, but it's certainly a beta product we can take to market. And we're in discussion now with a number of corporates, number of partners, and tier 1 banks. Our business model is primarily SaaS, so we charge a fee to the corporates for accessing the platform. There's a margin spread between the money that we borrow and then lend out at, and there's a transaction fee on the invoices that are processed. In terms of the team, myself, background in managing marketing teams for large corporates, SMEs, fintechs, regtechs, and a stint in private equity. Tony has run supply chain finance programs for a number of banks, including Citibank, JP Morgan, NatWest, and others. Ashok previously exited a company by selling it to Oracle. Warren is quite connected in the procurement space. We have a number of advisors. Tim is connected to capital markets. Jeff has a supply chain management business, which is very relevant to what we're doing. Raj has ran the UK and European operations for Falcon Group. Daniel is at Seedcamp, a venture partner there. We have secured 10 MOUs with corporates, a number of partners. These are procurement management companies and vendor management companies. And we're also in dialogue with 2 tier 1 banks for potentially being a partner for the provision of their, basically they providing supply, the financial piece, as well as potentially being a referral partner for us for their customers. And we've gone through the list and we estimate there's about 75 plus corporates as potential targets for us, which we believe will generate in the region of up to £100 million of revenue for us over 5 years. Obviously not in 1 year, but over a period of 5 years. We are now offering a EIS investment opportunity. We've previously raised 150,000 from 15 angels. We're now looking to raise £500,000 to basically build a £100 million revenue business. And primarily that funding is used to operationalize the business so we can basically get pilots on board in Q1. It'll be a minimum of 1, potentially 2. These are corporate clients. Revenue wise, we expect each corporate to generate at least 6 figures for us a year, if not potentially 7 figures. So that's basically us. Thank you very much for your time.
Amazing. Thanks very much, Simon. Really appreciate it, and great pitch. Thank you very much. Again, if anyone wants to chat to Simon, find out more about liquidity, feel free to fill out the type form, and we'll put you in touch with Simon. Lovely. So moving on, next we've got Ed from MediQuick. Ed, if you want to share your screen, that'd be fantastic.
Sure. Thanks, Tom.
No worries.
Let me know when you can see. Is that working?
Yeah, fantastic. Nice one.
Hi, guys. Thank you. Hi, guys. My name's Ed Royal. I'm the founder of MediQuick. So we are the UK's first free video GP consultation, same-day delivery pharmacy, and remote diagnostics service. So our platform is comprised of 4 key elements. The first one being video consultation. So basically users can book an appointment at any time of the day remotely from their comfort of their own home. We see many benefits of this, including time saved for GPs and patients, obviously reducing the risk of infection, which is absolutely relevant in these times, and ultimately no waiting time to see a GP. Next is diagnostics. So users can book remote diagnostic services such as blood draw, blood pressure tests, and travel vaccines from the comfort of their own home. Currently, no one is doing this service at all, and we've just opened up talks with some NHS trusts and health insurance companies to actually offer this service to them on a contract basis. And then our pharmacy service will offer a full range of prescription and OTC medication. This will be available for free next day or same day delivery. So this could include repeat prescriptions that you can get via your GP's database, or the OTC medication can include anything such as hair loss treatment or specialist skin medication. Currently, this service is not offered as a same-day delivery at all in the UK. And then the delivery. So obviously, we'll be rolling out the same-day delivery similar to this Deliveroo. So if your cities like London, Manchester, etc., initially you'll be able to book a same-day delivery. If you're not, it will be next day delivery, but we'll obviously be doing a rollout through the UK in 2022. So if we take a look at the landscape, so the market for private self-pay healthcare services is forecast to reach almost 10.5 billion by 2023. This is mainly due to rise in NHS health waiting times and referrals to the private sector. If we take just 0.2% of this market, we'll still be generating annual turnover of over 20 million. And then if we just take a general look at the market, as you'll see, there's 5% of the UK population use telemedicine in 2022. This is obviously seems quite a small percentage, and we see that as a huge opportunity to take the market. And I think it's a huge education piece to be done around telemedicine, given its convenience, and obviously more relevant, the fact that people just can't get an appointment with their GP currently. So generally, what's the problem? As we all know, it's hard to look at the press these days and not see an article about waiting times for healthcare and primary healthcare, especially. So at the moment, the average wait time is 7 days up to 15 days. This is obviously getting worse through the winter months. NHS 11 helpline, even people who are relying on that are starting to have to not, drop out and not able to rely on that as an area where they can go to get primary healthcare. And it was just announced last weekend that GPs have been told to suspend routine checks for over 75s until March 22, and also defer new patients to speed up the booster rollout. So obviously we see that as a major opportunity to come into the market and provide primary healthcare to these people. So to take a snapshot of the market, as you can see across the board, some of you may have heard of Babylon before. They are the market leader for telemedicine. And then going down from there, we've got Lloyd's Pharmacy, Livy and Push Doctor and Pharmacy to You. Although pretty much all of the elements that we offer, aside from the remote diagnostics, exist in the market, there's not one person that offers everything under one roof. So currently you pretty much have to go to multiple different platforms to complete your user journey from diagnosis to prescription and then prescription delivery. So we see that our main USP is that we're kind of embodying all of these elements under one roof. So we're looking at our company timeline to date. We incorporated in August this year. And on the 15th of September, we completed half of our seed fundraise. Half of that was from a US VC. And the rest was from a UK private investor, Martin Taylor, who is the former chief executive of Barclays Bank and now joined as senior advisor. We kicked off our platform development on the 30th of September. And then we finalized our telemedicine partnership with the GP Service, who's a third-party platform we're working with for our telemedicine elements. And then we just completed our code prototype, which we'll be able to share with anyone who's interested after the call. And we've just commenced talks with a private health insurer who's interested in talking to us about a contract basis for our remote diagnostics and our telemedicine service as well. And as of today, we've achieved just over 600 founding member signups. So we aim to have just over 2,500 by the end of January, and the founding members are there to be our kind of beta testers, but also kind of off the back of that, we'll also offer them promotions as being part of our kind of founding member team. And then we'll be completing our platform development in March and commencing a closed beta testing, and then with a national rollout in spring. So to summarize, Mediquip will become itself the market leader for off-the-shelf private health solutions to the mass middle market. Thank you.
Fantastic. Thank you very much, Ed. Really appreciate it, and great pitch. Again, if anyone wants to follow up with Ed, please follow the link to the Google form and let us know. And same with anyone else you want to reach out to. Thanks, Ed. If you want to stop sharing your screen, that would be great. Thanks. Lovely. So on to the last pitch of the day. Last but not least, we've got Georgia and Eli. If you guys want to share your screens, that would be great.
Cool. You guys see that? Yep.
Yeah, fantastic. Whenever you're ready, guys.
Sorry.
Hi everyone, I'm Georgia.
And I'm Ellie.
And we're the founders at Swoop, a company for wellness below the waist. The intimate hygiene industry is dominated by dinosaurs. A heavily consolidated market has led to lack of innovation and antiquated messaging. And the proof of that is that toilet paper brands still rely on puppies and cartoon animals for communication. And intimate care products are poorly branded and targeted at seniors and people with health concerns. A new focus on self-care, the COVID toilet paper shortage, and a generation that challenges taboos have caused a cultural shift that is irreversibly changing bathroom behavior. Intimate wellness is no longer a commodity. It is a fast-growing segment of personal care that has opened up thanks to these shifts in mindset. And the new generation of customer demands top-to-bottom self-care, pun intended, and responds to direct communication designed to speak to the user, not to avoid offending the non-user. New brands are capitalizing on these trends, and seeing explosive growth in the US. And we expect to see this market expanding internationally very soon. And it's in this environment that Wipe is perfectly positioned to bring intimate wellness to the mainstream. And the proof of that is the success of our first product, Wipe Gel. Wipe Gel is marketed as a wet wipe alternative for intimate use, and it consists of a gel formulation that can be applied onto toilet tissue to boost its cleansing power. It's 99% natural, vegan, cruelty-free, hypoallergenic, and suitable for babies, and also packaged in an infinitely recyclable aluminum bottle. So why start with a wet wipe alternative? Because the opportunity is such a low-hanging fruit. The market for intimate wipes is huge and growing quickly. As the demand for this type of product grows, so does the need for more options and alternatives. And customers are seeking alternatives, specifically because wipes are gaining a less than stellar reputation, thanks to the infrastructural and environmental damage they cause. And our customers are varied. However, the majority are women between 25 and 45 years of age, with a spike over 60. Mostly medium-high income individuals living in urban areas. And these people are interested in Wipe for a variety of reasons, from making a more environmental choice for themselves and their children, protecting their plumbing, addressing health conditions, or simply for a convenient way to stay fresh on the go. Thank you. I'm going to hand over to Ellie.
So since we launched Wipe just over a year ago, we've generated over £385,000 in revenue, and we have a CAC to LTV ratio of 4.7. And our customers love us. They've rated us 4.8 on Trustpilot from over 400 reviews. We're shortly launching Wipe Refill in December, which we developed based on the customer feedback that we've received to date. Wipe Refill is our patent-pending reusable applicator that is single-use plastic-free and has been designed to make it convenient and easy to use. Our pre-sales campaign back in June generated almost £30,000 in sales. Wipe Refill will be sold primarily via a direct-to-consumer subscription model, which is a well-proven business model for refillable consumer goods. Customers will be encouraged to subscribe and will be able to supplement their order with our margin-accretive add-ons such as our Wipe Mini. One-off orders will also be possible, and these will be bundled together to optimize average order value. We've modeled our financials for Wipe Refill based on our existing data to date and that of other subscription consumer goods brands. In 2022, we're forecasting £1.7 million in revenue with a 77% gross margin. Our CAC LTV will improve to 7.2x due to a higher average order value and an improvement in customer churn rate. We've had consistent quarter-on-quarter revenue growth since launch, and this will only accelerate with the launch of Wipe Refill and of our subscription model. We will also be appearing on a popular BBC TV show in February to an audience of over 3 million people, and this is behind the spike in sales you see in the December to February quarter. We're currently developing a feminine hygiene and baby-specific formulation, as well as an intimate shower gel, which will all be released in Q3. Looking further ahead, we have an exciting product pipeline that will give customers a full suite of effective and eco-friendly intimate wellness products. We see a direct path to an exit to a large FMCG player in the next 5 to 7 years, as the main strategy for innovation from these companies has recently tended to be acquisition. Recent acquisitions of similar startups in the last few years has been at around a 3 to 4x multiple on revenue. Georgia and I joined forces shortly after we finished our MBAs at London Business School. And Georgia's recent experience is commercial strategy at Farfetch, while mine is retail and payments at Amazon UK. We also have a number of agencies as part of our wider team, and we're an approved employer under the UK government's Kickstarter scheme. Our only fundraise to date was in March with £103,000 raised, and our lead investor having recently exited a successful pharmaceuticals business to private equity. For this round, we're seeking £300,000, of which we have £60,000 committed from new angels and follow-ons from our pre-seed investors, as well as 2 term sheets from London-based VC funds for our entire allotment of SEAs. We also have a few follow-ups with angel investors interested in sizable tickets. This raise will allow us to take a small salary as founders, hire a team, and double down on growth and marketing. Thank you very much.
Fantastic. Thanks very much, guys. Great pitch and really good one to finish on. Thanks very much. Perfect. So thanks everyone very much for attending today. And thanks to all the founders, of course, for pitching and Jeremy for talking at the start. As I said, there's links in the chat there if you want to follow up directly with any founders. We can organize that for you. myself and Bobby and Kerry will also send around a bit more information on each of the businesses to investors attending as well. But yeah, thanks very much, guys. We're going to be hosting another event in a couple of months, start of February. So hope to see you all again there as well. But yeah, thanks very much, guys, and see you soon.
Thank you.
Thanks all.
Cheers. Thanks very much.
Bye.
Bye bye.